It won't turn! Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me!
It's that time of year again when everyone's preparing for the holiday season.
I'm lonely. Yeah, lame.
Which also means the roads are going to be busy and cramped. The problem with that is when the weather changes, so do driving patterns. So we're covering everything you need to do for winter driving to prep your car, minimize risks, and what to do when you start sliding. Plus the single most important thing that can prepare you for anything. February 2021 is a winter that Texas will never forget. It was the start of a snowstorm that arrived in one of the warmest American states, lasting for 2 weeks, resulting in a series of power outages, road closures, and dangerous travel conditions, leading to a fatal 133-car pileup, all of which serving as a brutal reminder that winter driving isn't a joke. It's one of the more dangerous positions to be in, so it's important to understand the conditions you'll be dealing with. Everyone knows what snow is, the crystallization of water into small frozen patterns. Alone, they're harmless, but a lot can bring deadly results as seen in blizzards or snowstorms. Ice is the freezing of water when it goes below a certain temperature. What makes ice so dangerous is how it reduces friction between the tires and pavement, causing the car to slide. Black ice is especially dangerous because of how well it blends into the road, making them almost impossible to see until it's too late. Just a thin layer of ice is enough to cause accidents. And it's not just driving you need to worry about. Walking on frozen ground around your car is just as dangerous. So always move slow if there is snow, or you even suspect any ice is around the vehicle. Ideally, it's best to avoid driving in these conditions altogether. Let snowplows, salt trucks, and road crews do their job. But if you have to drive, then you need to properly prepare your vehicle. There are a few things you'll need to do before winter sets in. First, you'll need to invest in snow tires. This is not a suggestion, I'm telling you to do it. A skilled driver needs to be aware of their tires for any type of road they're on, and this is no different. So if the professionals need to be aware, then what makes you any better? The groove patterns, soft rubber compound, and deep treads provide superior traction than seasonal tires. Snow tires will help you better than any braking system and all-wheel drive. However, this means they are pricey, and it's best to use them sparingly. If you aren't sure when to swap tires, then check your local news about the weather to see if there are incoming snowstorms. Ideally, you should follow the 7-for-7 rule, that being, when the temperatures fall below 7 degrees Celsius for 7 consecutive days, you swap to winter tires. And do the same for seasonal when the weather warms up. This is not something to cheap out on. However, if you have financial issues that prevent you from getting snow tires, then keep watching. We'll cover how you can still drive safely. Some of you may wonder if you need to let your car's engine warm up before you start driving it, and the answer to that is, it depends. If you drive an older car or one with a warm oil engine like in high-performance cars, then yes, you'll need to let it run a few minutes before you start driving. Most modern cars allow you to go on a relatively cold start after a minute. So wait at least 30 to 60 seconds before driving and keep your revs low while the car warms up and you'll be fine. In the meantime, this would be the perfect opportunity to check your lights and windows. You can use rubbing alcohol to clean the lights using a cloth or towel like I previously suggested keeping in your car. Turn on the defrost if the windows are fogging up. Before you start driving in the snow, you need to get your car in proper shape because the freezing conditions may have adverse effects. So here's a to-do list of what you need done. 1. Tire prep. Swap your tires as we discussed. Maintain your tire pressure because slack tires may be ideal for off-road conditions, but not on snowy roads. Always be aware of the tread depth in case you need to replace them. Don't let it fall below 4 millimeters. Number 2. Fog lights. Make sure you have the proper fog lights based on the environment you drive in. Number 3. Basic maintenance. Get an oil change and keep your gas above half tank. Check your battery's charge. Make sure your window wipers are in good condition. I also recommend using de-icing wiper fluid. Number 4. Pack emergency materials. This includes blankets, jumper cables, ice removal tools, and heavy clothing. Some of these topics we've covered on this channel, so remember to subscribe to keep posted on future content. If you're in a rear-wheel drive vehicle, you're at the greatest disadvantage with oversteer. In this case, the FF has the edge as they can better control the understeer easier. Regardless, there are basics everyone should follow regarding my safe driving theory dealing with the snow. Number 1. Leave early and take it slow. You're most likely not in a life or death situation, and we're trying to keep you from ending up in a ditch. You should especially drive slow on bridges and overpasses as those areas will freeze over first and may have ice. Number 2. Gentle braking. A common problem most drivers have is that they slam on the brakes in hopes of stopping their momentum, but this usually leads into a spin. Not even all-wheel drive vehicles are safe, because it's not the car's fault, but rather the driver who has no idea what they're doing. In other training videos, I go over how little you should be using the brakes, allowing you to essentially become the ABS in any car, much like Fujiwara in his 8.6. Number 3, maintain visibility. Keep your windows and mirrors clean of snow or ice. Make sure you can see out of your windows as clear as possible. Number 4, low gear and slow starts. Start off slow when pulling up from a stop, otherwise you'll risk spinning your wheels. And maintain the lower gears to rely on your car's torque on hill climbs. Yes, automatics have this feature. It's what the L, 1, and 2 options on the shifter are for. Number 5, no cruise control. If you followed my advanced techniques, then by now you should already be used to longer trips without this feature. It's especially dangerous because the variation of speed that you'll need can change drastically that the cruise control feature won't accommodate. Number 6, limited lane changes. Depending on the area, busier roads will have a pathway created by other cars. Stay on that cleared path, much like driving on rails. When you do lane changes, lift your foot off the throttle and gently coast into the next lane using the brakes to help with stability. This will greatly reduce the risk of spinning out or losing control. Once in your lane, start slowly accelerating. Make sure you have plenty of space behind you before doing so. Number 7, lastly, be aware of your surroundings, especially other cars. You never know what the other driver is capable of, so always use caution and be aware of everything around you. Turn your car's lights on regardless of the time of day, especially in snowy or foggy conditions. The idea is to make it so others can see you and are less likely to bump you by mistake. But what happens when you start to slide or lose control of the car? Maybe you hit a patch of ice and start sliding like going over an oil spill. One thing that will help you to manage a slide is to see it as a game or challenge. Build that mindset that if you're going into a slide that you're getting ready to start a drifting setup. After all, if you're not able to manage your car slipping just a little, then you'll have no hopes to ever master drifting.
Holy crap, Takumi, did you see that? Dude, I just pulled off a power slide.
If you start to slide, keep in mind the various factors such as powertrain, braking system, and the type of slide if you're oversteering or understeering. Generally, oversteer is when the rear slides out. In that case, follow these 3 steps. Number 1, take your foot off the gas and shift to neutral. At this point, you want to cut off adding any speed. 2, fishtail the car. Wataru in his 8.6 Turbo is able to perform this technique while keeping steady. You can do this too by steering in the direction the car wants to go. If it slides to the left, then turn left. Same for the right. Then, as it starts swaying in the opposite direction, repeat the process until you're able to straighten up. 3, slow, steady braking. If you have standard brakes, then gently pump on them. You'll feel the car's trajectory shift each time you press on the brakes. However, most modern cars are equipped with ABS. In that case, just press down on the brakes. Ignore the jerking motion, keep on the brakes, and let the system do the work. Remember, it's always that first sway that is the scariest part, realizing you're going into a slide. Just remain calm with the boxed breathing technique and gently countersteer to keep with the back and forth motion until you straighten up. If your front tires start to slide, this is the more ideal scenario. As I explained before, understeer is easier to control than oversteer, and this is one of those instances. 1. Again, take your foot off the gas and shift to neutral. 2. Roll into the motion. Let the slide happen, then slowly turn in the direction you want. Lightly pump on the brakes to help change the angle of your slide, but otherwise, let the car coast while you straighten up before you accelerate again. The one spot you don't want to be in is a spin because at this point the car is much harder to control. I want you to be prepared regardless, so in case you do enter one, here's what you should do. 1. Stay calm. This is the most important thing you can do. If you panic trying to randomly steer or freeze up, then you'll guarantee disaster. 2. Focus on your target. Look at where you want to go, not where you're going. Let your hands follow your eyes. 3. Foot off the gas. And remember the braking techniques to help angle your turn. 4. Gently countersteer. Start turning the wheel in the opposite direction of the spin, but do not overcorrect. 5. Line it up. When the rotation slows, straighten the wheel. Prepare for traction to return suddenly. 6. Recover. Once straight, apply the brakes smoothly as needed to reach a full stop. Those that are more skilled and experienced would be able to use the gas to keep going. But since this isn't a racing scenario, I won't expect most of you to do so. So just pull over and give yourself a chance to calm down before you continue on the road. But the most important detail that is key to your survival is what you have up here. Yes, your mindset is also your greatest weapon. Most accidents happen because of people who have no idea how to drive too recklessly being overconfident, or neglect fixing their car. Build that racing mindset, where you focus on putting your car together to handle specific road conditions. With that, you should be prepared to manage the winter roads. If you have your own suggestions or need something cleared up, then let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and join the Discord server where we can talk on various car media or share driving tips. Remember, keep those engines roaring and stay warm out there.
Come on! Road racers like us don't need chicks anyway, do we?